Gabor Somorjai is among the most cited chemists in the fields of surface chemistry and catalysis, and his work over 7 decades has led to improved understandings of important surface interactions, such as adhesion, lubrication, friction, and adsorption. In turn, these insights have contributed to significant advances in the pharmaceutical, agriculture, and automotive industries. Born and raised in Hungary, as a teenager, Gabor Somorjai was known more for his prowess on the basketball court than in science class. His father convinced him to enroll as a chemical engineering major at the Technical University in Budapest. In 1956, just before graduating, Somorjai fled his Soviet-controlled homeland in the mass exodus that followed the Hungarian Revolution. He eventually emigrated to the US, where he began graduate studies at UC Berkeley. Before he could start his research in the young field of surface science, Somorjai had to build his own instruments. He remembers that, quote, learning how to use the machine shop was essential, and the ability to pick the locked machine shop door on the weekends was a necessary requirement for the PhD. In 1964, Somorjai was offered a joint appointment at both UC Berkeley and Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory, where he remained for the rest of his career. Back then, the traditional understanding of catalysis, how a substance increases the rate of a chemical reaction, was that reactions were controlled solely by discrete sites on the surface. But in one of his first discoveries, Somorjai overturned that assumption, finding that reactions strongly depend on the entire surface structure and on the arrangement of atoms on that surface. For the next 20 years, Somorjai and his multidisciplinary group, including his one-time postdoc, Michael Salmeron, built up an impressive repertoire of instruments and techniques, deepening scientific understanding of surface processes. In the 1980s, he began using surface analysis methods to investigate catalytic polymerization chemistry. His findings led to improvements in industrial catalytic processes and to consulting work with General Motors, Dow, and others. In the 2000s, nanoscience came to the fore. With Peidong Yang, Somorjai explored the properties and applications of nanomaterials for catalysis and energy-related processes. These contributions advanced a range of research, from energy storage to biomedical devices. His research has helped facilitate the synthesis of semiconductor materials, the development of hydrogen-powered electric vehicles, and the observation and study of natural processes such as the depletion of ozone in the stratosphere. Over the course of his career, Somorjai mentored over 400 students who went on to successful careers in academia and industry. He was well known for his uncanny ability to pinpoint exactly the heart of a problem. Somorjai's long-term vision of scientific progress in multiple directions was realized in advancements in a number of disciplines, as well as in industry, where it's estimated that 90% of all commercially produced chemical products involve catalysts.
I think one of the great advantages of being a scientist and an engineer, you can not only be a spectator, but also be a doer that has an impact on the future.